Hey guys, what's up? Brandon here, and today I've got some more Tribes gameplay for you, but it is a new year. It's 2012 now, and so I thought I would start off the new year with a little bit different gameplay than the other Tribes videos that I've posted. So as you can see, this is not my typical fast-paced, flag-capturing, very few kills type gameplay. This is actually much more offensive disruption, I would say. Going after the enemy generator, making sure the enemy's base stays locked down. And so the Juggernaut, which you can see I'm using now, is kind of my class of choice for that. And so I thought in this video I would kind of give you guys some tips and advice on how I play Juggernaut and how I think you can use it effectively on offense and defense. So for those of you who haven't played Tribes, or maybe have but don't have this class unlocked, let me introduce you to it, per se. So as I said, this class is called the Juggernaut, and that's an apt name because this class is a beast if played correctly. First of all, you got your two weapons. You've got the Spinfuser MKD, which you can see in my hand right now. Does pretty similar damage to the Soldier's Spinfuser. But the weapon that really sets it apart from all the other classes is the fusion mortar, and that can be extremely useful for clearing out bases and rooms with a lot of enemies in it. Really good for just massive base destruction. Then as your special pack, you have an energy regeneration pack, which, as the name would imply, helps you regenerate energy faster. And your grenade is a super AP grenade. But truthfully, I don't use my grenade all that often on this class because you've already got the mortar as a projectile explosion. So usually I'll just throw a grenade if I know I'm about to die, kind of as a last-ditch effort. I don't really use it a lot in other circumstances. Now as for the perks to use with this class, in the offensive type destruction slayer role that you see here, I would say you always want to use survivalist. That's the perk that gives you 20% health and energy regen instantly whenever you pick up an ammo pack. That perk is vital to the kind of kill streaks that you see in this video, because you're able to just basically string kills back to back to back to back, and you don't have to wait for your health to regen. So you can always basically be at the forefront of the action. And so I would say survivalist, you absolutely want to get that. For your second perk, it's kind of up to you, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I usually play with Bounty Hunter just because in this type of role I'm focusing on the generator and getting kills. So Bounty Hunter helps me get credits really quickly, and then I can either upgrade the base or throw down a tactical strike or whatever needs to be done. And so those are the perks that I use, but if you're playing defense, you may want to switch those up a little bit, or you may find a different perk combination that works better for you on offense. I would say experiment and give them a try, see what works best for you. So there's kind of your quick overview of the class, but what I really want to get to is talking about the two weapons, the Spinfuser and the mortar, because obviously those are going to be where the vast majority of your kills come from. That's what you're going to be using most of the time, and so you want to learn how to use these weapons effectively. Now the Spinfuser, for those of you who have played Tribes already, that should be somewhat familiar to you. It's a projectile disc launcher that explodes in a radius, and it's very multifunctional. So that's what I normally will have equipped as I'm cruising around the map, scouting, or really any time. I view that as the primary weapon for this class. And so the main thing to remember with the Spinfuser is that you want to try and be above your enemy, because you want to shoot down at their feet and hit them with your disc's blast radius. Now this is easier said than done with the heavy class, because obviously it's much less maneuverable than the light and medium classes. Now one way you can level the playing field a bit against those lights and mediums is by staying inside. And that's why I love playing this role on maps like Dry Dock and Bella Omega, which have base areas with low ceilings and long corridors. Because being indoors essentially takes away the biggest weakness of the heavy class and lets you get up close and personal in these kinds of battles, which you'll usually win because of your massive health pool. And so what if you take a little bit of self-damage? Just grab the ammo pack on your enemy's corpse and keep on chugging. Now there are a few other classes that have a Spinfuser, so the real power and versatility of the Juggernaut comes with the fusion mortar. Now as you can see here, the The fusion mortar has a bit of an arc, as a green trail and a huge explosive radius. Going along with what I said before about being inside, the fusion mortar is most effective when you're shooting into a confined space, where there are likely to be multiple enemies bunched together. And as you can see, one of the tactics I use is to shoot one round at a time and then back up behind a wall to reload, because you are pretty vulnerable during the mortar's 3 to 4 second reload time. Now as you can see here, once you've got the enemy's attention, they won't let up until they take you out. And that's a good thing, because the point of this role really is just to cause havoc and disruption, and to be that nuisance that the enemy team can't get rid of. Because while their generator is down, they can't access vehicle stations or inventory stations, and they don't have turrets or other deployables. So every second that they're worrying about you and trying to get that generator back up is another second that they're not helping defend their flag, they're not helping capture your flag, they're not helping any number of other duties. They're just focusing on trying to get you out of their base. And sometimes just being that distraction for your teammates can be the difference between a win and a loss. So anyway, there is your short and sweet overview of the Juggernaut class, along with some basic tactics and strategy. Let me know in the comments if this helped you out at all, or if you've got any other juicy Juggernaut tips that I left out. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, that like button is just sitting there waiting for you to press it. And if you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments, or tweet it at me, because I am always interested in your feedback, and I want to do things that you enjoy. So if there's maybe other classes or maps that you would like me to do a guide for, let me know that in the comments too. Just really anything in the comments section. That comments section is a good place for just random thoughts too. Anyway guys, figured I'd send you out on that little 3-kill mortar shot there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.